Breaking news, Manchester City close in on shock Rodrygo goes signing as personal terms agreed. Manchester City are edging closer to one of the most sensational transfers of the modern era after decisive progress was made in negotiations for Real Madrid superstar Rodrygo goes. According to sources close to the deal, the Premier League champions have already reached full agreement on personal terms with the Brazilian forward, leaving only club-to-club negotiations to be finalised. If nothing dramatic changes, the deal is expected to be completed before the end of the weekend, marking a potential landmark moment in European football. The move, which has sent shockwaves through both England and Spain, underlines Manchester City's relentless ambition to remain at the pinnacle of world football. Pep Guardiola's side, already stacked with elite talent, are determined to refresh their attacking options and believe Rodrygo is the perfect fit for the next phase of their project. Personal terms agreed. Rodrygo ready for a new chapter. Multiple reports indicate that Rodrygo has given his green light to the move after weeks of discreet talks with City representatives. The 24-year-old is said to be attracted by Guardiola's vision, the club's long-term sporting project, and the opportunity to become a central figure in an attacking system tailored to his strengths. Personal terms were finalised swiftly, with Rodrygo agreeing to a long-term contract that would see him earn significantly improved wages compared to his current deal in Madrid. Beyond finances, the Brazilian is understood to be convinced by assurances regarding his role in the team, tactical freedom, and the chance to compete consistently for the Ballon d'Or. Sources close to the player suggest Rodrygo feels the timing is right for a new challenge, especially after years of intense competition for attacking positions at Real Madrid. Guardiola's influence and tactical vision, Pep Guardiola has reportedly played a direct role in convincing Rodrygo. The City manager views the Brazilian as a uniquely versatile attacker capable of operating on either wing, as a false nine, or even in a central creative role. Guardiola believes Rodrygo's intelligence, movement and composure in big matches align perfectly with City's tactical demands. Internally, City see Rodrygo as both an immediate starter and a long-term cornerstone. His Champions League pedigree, developed at Real Madrid's highest pressure moments, is considered invaluable as City aim to defend their European crown and continue domestic dominance. Guardiola's admiration for Rodrygo is not new. City scouts have followed the Brazilian closely since his breakout at Santos, and his development at the Bernabeu has only reinforced their belief in his elite potential. Real Madrid's position? Reluctant but pragmatic. Real Madrid, for their part, are not actively pushing Rodrygo out, but the situation is complex. With an increasingly crowded attacking department and major financial considerations ahead, the Spanish giants are open to listening to offers that reflect the player's true market value. Madrid officials are reportedly demanding a huge transfer fee, aware that Rodrygo is under long-term contract and remains one of Europe's most marketable talents. Manchester City are prepared for tough negotiations, but believe a compromise can be reached swiftly. Behind the scenes, there is an understanding that the player's willingness to leave could accelerate talks. Madrid have always maintained a policy of respecting players who seek new challenges, provided the club's valuation is met. Club-to-club talks, the final hurdle. With personal terms already settled, club-to-club negotiations are now the final obstacle. Talks between Manchester City and Real Madrid are ongoing and described as intense but constructive. City executives are confident that an agreement is close, and optimism within the Etihad hierarchy is growing by the hour. If no late complications arise, the deal could be officially completed before the weekend ends, with medical arrangements and formal announcements expected to follow rapidly. Manchester City are reportedly willing to structure the deal creatively, including performance-based add-ons to satisfy Real Madrid's financial demands without breaching internal wage and transfer policies. What Rodrygo brings to Manchester City, Rodrygo's arrival would significantly enhance City's attacking depth. Known for his explosive pace, sharp dribbling, and lethal finishing in clutch moments, the Brazilian adds unpredictability and flair to an already formidable squad. His Champions League record speaks for itself, with numerous decisive goals in knockout matches. City believe his experience at the highest level will be crucial as they aim to build a dynasty both domestically and in Europe. Rodrygo's mentality is another key factor. Coaches describe him as calm, hardworking, and tactically disciplined, qualities Guardiola values highly. Reaction and implications. News of the potential transfer has ignited massive debate among fans and pundits. For Manchester City supporters, the deal represents another statement of intent. For Real Madrid fans, it raises questions about squad planning and the club's evolving strategy. In Brazil, excitement is building around the prospect of Rodrygo starring in the Premier League, widely regarded as the most competitive league in the world. Many believe the move could elevate his global profile and cement his status among football's elite. Final word. As it stands, Manchester City are one step away from completing a blockbuster transfer. Personal terms are done. The player is ready. Only final agreement between the clubs remains. Unless something unexpected happens, Rodrygo Goes could soon be wearing sky blue, beginning a new chapter in his career under Pep Guardiola's guidance. The football world now waits. But all signs point toward a deal that could redefine the balance of power in European football. If Rodrygo Goes were to complete a move to Manchester City, his arrival would significantly strengthen Pep Guardiola's tactical system, offering the manager a highly intelligent and technically gifted player perfectly suited to City's style of play. Rodrygo is not just a talented winger, he is a complete attacking footballer whose qualities align closely with Guardiola's philosophy. One of Rodrygo's biggest strengths is his football intelligence. He understands space, timing and movement at an elite level, something Guardiola demands from his attackers. At Real Madrid, Rodrygo has shown his ability to drift between the lines, attack half spaces and make decisive off-the-ball runs. These traits would allow City to maintain fluid positional play, constantly disrupting defensive structures. Technically, Rodrygo is exceptional. His first touch, close control and quick decision-making enable him to operate effectively in tight spaces, a key requirement in Guardiola's possession-based system. Against low-block defences where City often struggle for space, Rodrygo's creativity and composure could be decisive. Tactically, Rodrygo's versatility would be a major asset. He can play on either wing, as a false nine, or in a more central attacking role. This flexibility would give Guardiola more options during matches, allowing him to adjust systems without making substitutions. Rodrygo could rotate seamlessly with players like Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, and Jeremy Doku, ensuring tactical balance and squad freshness. Another important factor is Rodrygo's work rate and discipline. Despite his attacking flair, he is committed defensively, pressing intelligently and tracking back when needed. Guardiola values attackers who contribute without the ball, and Rodrygo's willingness to defend would help City maintain their high-pressing structure. In big matches, Rodrygo has proven he can handle pressure. His Champions League performances for Real Madrid highlight his mental strength and composure in decisive moments. For Guardiola, having a player who thrives on the biggest stages is crucial in knockout competitions. In summary, Rodrygo's talent, intelligence and adaptability would make him a perfect fit for Pep Guardiola's playing style. If he joins Manchester City, he would not only add quality, but also enhance the manager's tactical flexibility, helping City remain dominant both in England and Europe. Manchester City. Confident Rodrygo Goes deal will be completed before the end of the weekend. Manchester City are increasingly confident that their pursuit of Rodrygo Goes will reach a successful conclusion before the end of this weekend, with all major elements of the transfer now falling into place. After days of intensive talks, sources close to the negotiations indicate that the deal has entered its final phase and is moving toward a swift resolution. The Premier League champions have already completed the most delicate part of the operation by agreeing personal terms with the Brazilian forward. Rodrygo is said to have accepted Manchester City's sporting project, contract proposal and vision under Pep Guardiola. With the player fully on board, attention has shifted entirely to final discussions between Manchester City and Real Madrid. Club-to-club negotiations are understood to be progressing positively. While Real Madrid remain firm on their valuation, there is growing belief on both sides that a compromise will be reached imminently. City officials are optimistic that no major obstacles remain and that the structure of the deal, including the base fee and performance-related add-ons, will be finalised within hours rather than days. Internally, Manchester City are preparing for the final steps of the transfer process. Medical arrangements,